Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. Jaroslaw Kaczynski, leader of the ruling party in Poland, has announced that he will veto the budget of the European Union and the fund as long as it is related to ideological issues or the undefined rule of law. In an interview for Gazeta Polska Codzienna, Kaczynski said, "We are on the good side of history. Those who want to take our sovereignty are on the way to collapse." We are facing an attempt to take away our sovereignty, even in the cultural sphere. European Union institutions, its officials and some politicians, who were not chosen by Poles, demand that we verify our culture and reject everything that is important to us just because they want us to. There will be no consent to this kind of action. We will defend our identity, our freedom and sovereignty at all cost. We won't let them terrorise us with money. President Andrzej Duda's 4-day visit to Ukraine has ended. It was his second foreign trip of his second term after visiting Italy and the Vatican. It emphasises the importance of Poland's relations with neighbouring Ukraine. Today, a bilateral economic forum was held in Odessa in the presence of the presidents of both countries. In 2019, the value of Polish-Ukrainian trade exceeded 8 billion zloty, but the potential is much greater.
Polska jest I pozostaje adwokatem.
Poland is and will be the advocate of the matters of this part of Europe. We support multi-dimensional regional integration. The best example of this is our support of the Three Seas Initiative, which we're implementing and developing. Despite the fact that at the current stage of this initiative, only member states of the European Union may be part of this initiative, the range of projects being carried out as part of this initiative go beyond the borders of the region. I hope that Ukraine will also enjoy the benefits of this initiative in the future.
212,446 people in Poland are in quarantine as a result of being suspected of being infected with the COVID-19 virus. Today, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiec joined this number. Last Friday, he came into contact with a person infected with the virus. Government spokesman Piotr Müller said that the Prime Minister has no symptoms of the disease and the government is working normally but remotely. Today, the epidemic situation was discussed during 2 online meetings with mayors of the largest cities and with representatives of the opposition. The Ministry of Health has announced that about over 5,000 new infections and 3 more deaths happened today.
Szanowni Państwo, dowiedziałem się, że...
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just found out that on Friday I had contact with an infected person who tested positive for COVID-19. In accordance with the sanitary restrictions, I'm on quarantine. I am in constant contact with my co-workers. The government is working as usual. The meeting of the Council of Ministers is going to be held online in the form of a video conference, as it has been for the last 6 months. I wish you all good health. We have to look after ourselves and the people close to us. We have to comply with the rules, disinfect our hands, keep our distance and wear face masks. I warmly greet you all.
Pan premier miał wykonany test na obecność koronawirusa.
The Prime Minister was tested for coronavirus. Right now we're waiting for the results. It will be the decision of the Prime Minister's doctor and, of course, the main sanitary inspectorate what to do next when it comes to quarantine, medical care and other things related to this matter. The epidemiological proceedings are underway, and as a result of these proceedings, other people who have had contact with the infected person are going to be quarantined.
Zostanie dookreślony krąg, grupa osób, które również powinny zostać objęte kwarantanną.
The Five for Animals bill provides, amongst others, for a ban on breeding animals for fur and a significant limitation on ritual slaughter. Polish farmers who derive the greatest profits from breeding are afraid of losing profits from the export of halal and kosher beef and poultry. These fears are fuelled by the opposition organising protests.
The Senate Agricultural Commission recommended rejecting the animal protection bill known as Five for Animals. The motion to dismiss was filed by a senator of the Polish People's Party, Ryszard Boba, and was backed by some senators of the ruling Law and Justice Party, including the head of the commission, Jerzy Chrzostkowski. Yesterday, just before the work of the commission began, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiec and Minister of Agriculture Grzegorz Puda presented a series of amendments proposed by the government, which were later presented to the commission.
Te poprawki, one uwzględniają pewne rozwiązania.
These amendments resolve some of the issues and propose new solutions. Let me stress here that one of the biggest problems was the competence of services in terms of entering private property. We're talking about police and ecological organisations. We saw that some of them acted very appropriately and some did not. From the very beginning, the Polish People's Party said that they would vote to reject the bill. Many senators believed yesterday that it wouldn't come to that. Polish farmers are strongly opposed to the bill, and they once again protested in the capital. Later, the protest moved in front of the Parliament building. Representatives of the demonstrators also met the Speaker of the Sejm. The amendments proposed by the government include the creating of the State Animal Protection Inspectorate, which will be responsible for evaluating the living conditions of animals, vacatio legis until 2022, permission for ritual slaughter of poultry, and compensation for farmers, although without any concrete details and rules as yet. Waldemar Buda from the Law and Justice Party and the Secretary of State of the PM's Chancellery, Paweł Szrot, answered the many questions of senators today.
Od kilku dni pracuje tam zespół roboczy, który...
For several days we have had a special team which is preparing a draft to compensate farmers who would have to cease production. Since the bill is not yet in force, they cannot present their results for now, but they are running their calculations and preparing this draft. The vote on the bill will take place probably later this evening or during the night.
United States Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett has faced direct questioning from senators from the Senate Judiciary Committee on day 2 of her Senate confirmation hearing. The Conservative judge repeatedly refused to be drawn on abortion, healthcare and LGBTQ rights. She stated, however, that she had no agenda and vowed to stick to the rule of law. A Roman Catholic and a mother of 7, her candidacy is opposed by Democrats and the liberal media. If Judge Barrett passes the committee hearing, the full Senate will vote to confirm or reject her for a lifelong place on the United States Supreme Court.
I believe Americans of all backgrounds deserve an independent Supreme Court that interprets our Constitution and laws as they are written. And I believe I can serve my country by playing that role. I come before this committee with humility about the responsibility that I have been asked to undertake, and with appreciation for those who have come before me. I believe in the power of prayer, and it has been uplifting to hear that so many people are praying for me. I look forward to answering the committee's questions over the coming days. And if I am fortunate enough to be confirmed, I pledge to faithfully and impartially discharge my duties to the American people as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Thank you.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.